Afternoon all, and welcome back to another episode of Ben's Allotment. Just here today putting a bit of wood chip down, so I'll show you where I've done that in a few minutes, but also going to have a bit of a plot tour now. It's been a good couple of weeks now since I've done a video down here. I've just been real busy with putting a new shed up, putting a base down for that, and it's not really filmable stuff because I've had a couple of friends here and family helping out, and obviously keeping a social distance from people outside of the household. But yeah, so some of them obviously don't want to go on film, so it's better just to keep the camera away. And but yeah, I'll show you what I've been up to and what's growing and how we're getting on. I'll spin you around. So first things first, bit of sad news to report. We lost one of the chickens. It became egg bound for some reason. So we've obviously the one that we lost last year, it took the flock down to 6, so we're going to purchase 3 more. I shan't disturb them too much. They're still getting to know each other. They've only been in there well, not quite 2 days now, so they're just resting up the top there at the moment. But we've put a little bit of new wood chip in there just to give them something to do, and the rest of them are all looking healthy, as you can see. So we'll just move on down the plot now. So as you can see here, just beside the chicken run and between the neighbour's old shed, put a bit of wood chip down because his shed, you can see if I turn you around slowly, slopes this way, and there's no gutter on the back, so it gets a lot of water runoff. And obviously with not much air coming in because I've got my chickens there, it tends to get quite wet in here, in this area. So I'll just wander down, and obviously I stopped there because we're meant to maintain the paths as grass, so I will obey by the rules. IBC absolutely brimmed, as you can see. Some Tetra in flower there that I don't remember planting, but they're there somehow. I went and picked up a couple of trailerfuls of manure. It's really good stuff. It's a year old. Well, a year old in April, he said. So yeah, it's quite well broken down. There's no smell coming from it at all. So I've got one trailer there. Some of that will go in the bottom of that bed. Other bits will be spread on the tater land and rotated in, which I'll show you where that is in a moment, which I've acquired this year now in the last couple of weeks. Just a fallow bed there. There's also got a random bulb growing in it. In this 2.4 metre by 1.2 metre bed here, they're the size of most of my beds. We've got 140 onion sets in there that I started in modules and planted out. They've been out about 4 days now, but they're doing well. There's a bit of chicken manure on there, as you can see. This one here still needs tidying up. It's got a couple of old celeriacs in there that I'm sure are edible, but there's only so much celeriac you can eat. This one just again needs a little tidy up. That had some cauliflowers in there, and there's a couple that got hit by the frost when we had the big freeze, but other than that, they were a good crop. The last of the sprouts, there's a couple still harvestable on there, but not a lot. We've not been eating them for the last couple of weeks. We've just kept them in there for the chickens. It's nice for them to enjoy it, so perfect. Tree stakes there, they were what I took out from where the fig trees were near the old tunnel, but I've got a plan for these, which I'll show you in a few moments. Here's the overwintering onions, a bit more space between them just because obviously over winter you get more damp air as it was. So yeah, but they're doing okay. Not brilliant, but okay. A few shallots on the end, and yeah, they're not great. Sprouting broccoli, or should I say pigeon food, because that's what it seems to be at the moment, but I do need to get and chuck a net over that, because we've had 5 different harvests off that now, so it's produced really well. Obviously, lesson learnt. It's the first year I've really grown these properly, and yeah, lesson learnt. Stake them because they've gone everywhere. This is the outdoor elephant garlic down this bit here. Once again, a few shallots that I set over winter, and I shan't be bothering again because they're not great. I've left this gap down here because I've got green beans to grow at an angle up the fruit cage and across there. Worked really well with runners over the other side last year, so yeah, all good. We'll try again. We'll just pop into the fruit cage now, and as you can see, more water, full to capacity in here again. So we'll have to get some more barrels, I think. Don't like wasting it. We've got 1,000 litres or 1,100 litres there because that's to the brim. And yeah, so we'll just run you around here. What's happening? Not too much growth yet, obviously. We're still only beginning of March. Was it the 6th or 7th today, I think? So yeah, we got strawberries that are starting to come back in the troughs there and the big pots. Blueberry in the corner, and but no sign of any growth on the strawberries in the baskets yet. So I'm worried they might have been hit by the frost or got too dry last year or something. But I don't really want to replace them all. But we'll have to see what happens with that. The small fig bushes there, they're in pots at the minute. They're doing well. We've got lots of buds appearing on the cherry here, if the camera will focus. So it's not going to focus very well, but never mind. You get the idea. And they're all the same. I'll spin you around slowly. Yeah, they're doing well, and there's lots of buds on the blueberries, as you can see also. But yeah, like I say, the disappointing bit is no sign of life on the strawberries in baskets yet. Another area I just need to tidy these old poles away and decide what I'm going to do with them. They're from the old Polytunnel, that's the small one. And over the other side of the fruit cage I've got the old big one. But yeah, like I say, I'm just waiting for these to open now. The buds on the cherries. It won't be long because the blossom looks wonderful. And as you can see on this fruit bush down here, we've got some fresh growth. Now I'm yet to be sure what it is because none of the two fruited last year, this one there or the one just in the ground over there. One of them is a josterberry, the other one is a white currant. I believe this is the josterberry, but we will find out when it fruits. There's a little tip, label all your fruit bushes as well. But yeah, the strawberry bed outdoors is doing well. I've put the chickens in here for a couple of days just to give them a change of scenery, and they scrapped the other one quite a bit, but it's done good, so that's fine. We've got the first sign of a raspberry cane coming up there. These are variety Autumn Bliss, and another one down there. And these are the figs. Obviously I've got one there, and I'll spin you around slowly. One over there. I can't remember if I planted them back in their position here when I last did a video. I think I did, but I'm not sure. And like I say, this is the other strawberry bed that the chickens had a bit of fun in, shall we say, and riddled through it a bit, but they haven't done no damage. The wood chip is still in piles in here because I'm just making sure I've got enough elsewhere out of the fruit cage where there's no wood chip already, because if I need to scrape some out of this on piles, it's fine to do that because obviously there's already some wood chip underneath. So, but right, just walk you around the other side now. So also, just while I'm this end with the compost bays here, one job I've been meaning to get done, which has been done now, is I've turned that compost bin empty, bar the last little bit, into this compost bin here. I shan't bother opening that one. And I've also topped that off with about a foot of manure. So yeah, it's all looking good. And just have a slow walk round now. You can see my neighbour's daffodils are just about to open, sign that good weather's on the way. So yeah, this is the fruit cage just from a bit of a wider angle. And yeah, things will soon start to really kick off in the fruit department. Blossom and whatever will start to form, which is good. Again, this bit here has just been a bit of a storage area, as it was on the last video while I've been doing my winter projects. Old polytunnel cover. Again, not sure I've got a complete polytunnel there, which is 2 meters by 3 meters. Just don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's got a couple of small holes from mice and that in it, but nothing that isn't repairable. Here, need to clear these poles. I've only just put them on there because I've been doing a bit of wood chipping around their trees. There's some asparagus to go in there. Got 25 crowns to go in that area. Now, something I've been thinking about quite a lot because I wasn't sure what to do because of the amount of shade that will be cast by the trees in years to come, but it's one of the things. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, because at the minute the trees are quite young. They won't cast too much shade on the asparagus, and also the asparagus fruits or produces this crop very early when there's not too much leaf on the trees, so hopefully will work well. If not, we'll change it. In here, this is the rhubarb that I don't know if you remember I transplanted in one of the previous videos, and that's all coming to life lovely. Talking of rhubarb, I've got a whole new bed over there that I'll show you in a moment. And this is the broad beans. In the big freeze they looked completely dead, but they've come back wonderfully. A few blackening of the leaves, but they're not too bad at all. And yes, this is the new rhubarb bed. It's got 6 of the plants that I've grown from seed in it. Variety Victoria. Yeah, they've come on really well since I put them out. They've only been in a week, and I'm sure they've doubled in size, most of them. So really good to get them out of the pots, because they were starting to get a little bit root bound. And yeah, just more signs that spring's on the way. I mean, you've got more budding there of the green gauge, or the old gauge, sorry. And I'll just walk across here. This Concord pear is really starting to get its arse into gear, as the case may be. But yeah, this is where the asparagus is going to go. Just got to do a bit more digging there, and I've actually been and picked up some wood today ready to build the beds. Maybe a job for tomorrow. The wood seems quite wet where the wood yard store it outside, so I might put it in a tunnel for a couple of days and let it dry out. But yeah, that's the outdoors as it was. Obviously we got the 2 asparagus beds through the middle here already. No sign of life on them as expected. They've had a top dressing of manure and also some chicken manure on top, and they'll get a little bit of bloodfish and bone in about a week's time possibly. But right, I'll just spin you around and we'll go into the polytunnel from the other end. I say that just as I'm walking down the path there. It's the first time I've walked back down it. How much nicer it looks now. I've just put a little area of wood chip down the side there, just as they're walking down the path, and it just neatens it up a hell of a lot. But, right, let's get in the tunnel. So if I'm honest with you, not a lot's changed in here. I've took some runners off my own strawberries just in case the ones in the baskets don't come back, and I've also got another plan with those as well. But yeah, they seem to be coming on okay. A couple of really small ones there, but what will come, and what don't, will go in the compost. This area here still just needs some topping up with compost. It's just my little trailer's actually needs a tyre repairing on it, so I've not been able to go and fetch any. I'll get that done as soon as, and I'll put a little bit of that manure from what I showed you outside into the bottom of this area of the bed here, and obviously that'll help them flourish. I've got tomatoes to go in all the way along this whole 30-foot bed here, and I'm going 3 deep with those. Over there I've cleared the pak choi because that had gone to seed, so we've got a couple of lettuce plants that are coming up really well there. They've been overwintered. I thought they'd died, but they've done well. And we've got a few fresh lettuce leaves there. Put a small amount of slug pellet around them, and I put a good amount down the back there because I seem to have a problem with slugs on that side, but I realised why. When I've just put the wood chip down, there was a little gap underneath, so I think they were coming in there, getting underneath the polythene, which is nice and wet for them, but I've sorted that problem. There's no hole, but there is up the other end. I'll show you that in a minute, only a little one. But yeah, the young lettuce plants there, just some little gems, they'll come on nicely. And down this side here, spin you up there, and just turn around. There we've got the indoor garlic. There's a few elephants in here, but mainly this is just normal garlic. I think variety Germador, what I grew last year. This is my own saved garlic. We've got a couple of mouse traps down because I thought we had a problem, but we haven't caught one, so I'm guessing we didn't. Must just been the slugs. This is the nectarine tree. Yet to produce any fruit, but this is only this will be his second year that it's in, so obviously the blossom there looks lovely, really does. And this should be a self-fertile variety, so which is good. Kumquat I've brought down from home. That's now going to live in the tunnel. I've got the satsuma there, which we've harvested all the crop of that now. And the grapefruit. And then onions I planted before. They've done quite well, they've come up. There's a couple of fritillae bulbs. And also the apricots in blossom, so that's good. Just on the seed tray at the back here, we've got some shallots that are just started. There's some golden gourmet, there's some red sun up the other end, and obviously some spring onions. They're a variety ramrod, and some Florence red onions there. We've got some very leggy brassica plants. I don't think they're going to get planted out, they might just go in the chickens, but we'll see. And some more onions there, I think they're Elisa Craig, I believe. Elsa Craig. And then a couple of rhubarb plants that are left that weren't ready at all yet for anything. The other ones I've actually sold, been selling them for £2 a plant, and made, well, bearing in mind the seeds cost 99p, the compost was old potato compost. Yeah, I've made 20 quid I think this week selling them, so bonus. Here we've got some early potatoes in buckets. They're yet to surface, they were only put in 3 days ago, so half of those are Swift and the other half are Casablanca. We have got one salad blue in there just because I'm eager to try some of those, see what they're like. And yeah, that's about it for the Polytunnel. I'll just take you outside now and show you the new shed. So I just thought I'd show you from through the window in the potting shed. I'm trying to keep the heat in, so I don't really want to undo the door today. But we've got lots of young onion seedlings, various variety. We've got the sugar snap peas in the background, if you can see them. A couple of early tomato plants that are in there. I think there's 4 in there. And also an extra early potato, which I'm looking forward to see what happens. There's 4 tubers in that 30-litre bucket, and yeah, it'll just be interesting to see what crop we get there. We've had a frost and they've stayed frost free in there, so proves the potting shed must be working, which is good. Right, I'll just spin into the shed now. And yeah, this is the new shed. It's got the panel, I don't know if you can see, it's got the panel on top. This is an apex roof rather than a flat roof, which obviously just means I've got to put 2 bits of guttering up. And yeah, it's just an old shed from home, but it was too good to chuck away. So it's 2 metres by 2 metres, or just over. So it's nearly square. Yeah, so all our barrels at the back here are nearly full, by the end one that's going to get moved. I use that for watering the, obviously the compost, the concrete mix that I made for the base there. It's nearly a foot deep on this end, so good luck to the next person who takes this plot on in obviously many years to come. They'll have fun breaking that up. Yeah, just the remainder of wood chip that I'm currently shoveling into barrows. I've just took a break out to obviously take you for a little tour around the plot. But right. So yeah, that was the tour really. Sorry about the little wobbling camera, it's got quite cold now, so I'm about to head home. And yeah, we'll catch up with another video soon. Thanks for watching.